Now, I'd just like to say to our 2021 honorees, and they're all up here and you're going to meet them soon, on behalf of the Boulder Chamber and the Boulder County community, we would like to express our deepest gratitude for your dedication and hard work. We thank you. So let's go ahead and give them a round. Although we recognize there is so much left to do in our community, as so many continue to be impacted by the pandemic and other challenges, for tonight, please join me as we reflect on all the positive accomplishments of our honorees and draw strength for the road ahead, so together we can again lift our economy and strengthen our community for the long haul. It's going to be a very special night, so let's get that program started. At this time, please welcome to the stage Debbie Richards, Kristin Turnbull, and Cynthia Case, co-chairs of the Boulder Business Women's Leadership Group.
Wow, that's some excitement there. This is so cool to be here together with everyone tonight. Last year we had, I think, 6 tables? Yeah, so exciting. I don't even know what to say now. I should probably read the script. It says here, good evening, I'm Debbie Richards. I really am grateful to be here this evening celebrating all of the great work of these fabulous women. It was so hard to be on the committee and to choose only 5. How do you do that? All women are great. We're all leaders. So, this is actually one of my favorite events because you get to laugh, cry, and scream. What an awesome thing. So we're going to get started now, so I'm going to go away. Oh, we're all sharing.
So Debbie and I have been co-chairs for a while now, and everything she just said is exactly why I love being a co-chair with her. And this is also one of my favorite events. It brings me so much joy and hope and just such excitement for the future when you hear what all of these amazing women are doing. And I'm Kristin Turnbull. I am one of the co-chairs of the Boulder Chamber Business Women's Leadership Group. You might have also heard this called BWLG because Business Women's Leadership Group is a mouthful. But the BWLG exists to provide the Boulder community of women with access to education, recognition, and career opportunities through our bi-monthly programs. We explore a variety of topics, both personal and professional interests. And our next meeting is actually October 13th. So if everyone has their calendars out, you should be writing that down right now. But in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, we are going to be exploring the issues and talking about prevention, support, and advocacy, along with some guest speakers from the Boulder Police Department and SPAN. So I hope you all will consider joining us. And welcome to the space where we try to create a network for all of our women leaders in Boulder and a space where all of us can work to light our own communities.
Good evening. Thank you all for joining us tonight. As you guys know, we are on a mission to be women supporting women. So tonight is a great celebration, and I'm honored to be here with my co-chairs, Debbie Richard and Kristin Turnbull. As we start tonight's celebration, I want to give a little shout out to the wonderful company that provided our wonderful food, Savory Cuisines. And I'd also like to give a shout out to all of our sponsors. We really would not be able to be here tonight and have these events and really celebrate you as the community without the people that show up every time who are here in these events. They're here day in and day out to help us be better in the community together. So I want to give a shout out to our co-presenting sponsor, Cothrin Pharma. Our other co-presenting sponsor is Premier Members Credit Union. And now I'm going to pass it over to Debbie Richards.
It only does this for me. I think it's saying something about the COVID weight. We all know what we're talking about.
The weight of COVID.
Yeah. The next category is honoree sponsors. We have Alpine Bank. Berg Hill Greenleaf and Raciti. Savory Cuisines, and the University of Colorado Boulder.
We also have a variety of community sponsors, and so if you're out there, feel free to wave. But Amazon, yes. Elevations Credit Union, Front Range Community College, Hazel's Beverage World, Impact on Education, Lionsgate Event Center, and Trick Shot Creative.
See, it did it to me too. It's not just you, Debbie. All right, now I want to honor our connection sponsor, which is Zao Group. And then we have two media sponsors. They are BizWest Media and Daily Camera.
All right, so I know we said that we were going to kick this meeting off and this event off about 5 minutes ago, but this time we're actually going to get ready to do that. And so I'm especially honored to be able to welcome to the stage Susan Feinsilver with one of our co-presenting sponsors, Premier Members Credit Union. Susan is the AVP of Community Relations for Premier Members Credit Union.
Is it tricky? Don't touch a thing. Oh. Kristin just said, good luck getting up there, and I thought she was joking, but this is a little bit like a ship. This little step here, so you've been warned. Good evening, everybody, and I want to say, first of all, it's so exciting and thrilling to see this room full of people for this event. I was one of the lucky ones that was at last year's event with the 7 tables, and it served its purpose, and it was really important. But to see a room full of people and family members and leaders is really exciting and really thrilling. When I think about important events in this community, I really think this is one of them. And I've been excited about this event all week for a couple of reasons. One, I get to make the decision of which kinds of things we sponsor, and I have a heart for Boulder, I have a heart for the Boulder Chamber, and I have a heart for important women doing great things. So this was really easy. But we also have a table full of women leaders from Premier Members Credit Union who are able to join us this year. So I want to really give a shout out to you all, and thrilled that you all are here. But it's also, Debbie sort of mentioned the COVID weight kind of thing. To me, it was exciting to be able to put on like real clothes and take off my yoga pants today, and like a little bit of makeup, and take a break from the evening news cycle. So if anybody relates, there's getting some nods. It's great to be out here. It's also really lovely to celebrate all of you. I agree with Debbie. It was very, very hard and challenging to be a member of the selection committee, this year especially. The nominations are amazing in all kinds of categories of women doing great things. And so when I look at the awardees tonight, and I'm excited to see your videos and to hear you speak and the rest of your stories, know that there was a lot of thought and a lot of consideration and a lot of heart and even possibly some tears that went into the selection process because of the amazing caliber of women that were nominated for this award. So I'm really excited to be able to be a part of that. Premier Members is also very committed to the community. We have a huge commitment to paying it forward. We give out about $300,000 in community support and volunteer hours every year. So we're very, very proud of that. We're very, very proud of this sponsorship, and also very honored to be able to participate at this level for this event. So thank you so much. Enjoy the evening, and congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Susan. At this time, I would like to invite our second co-presenting sponsor, Cothrin Pharma. Please welcome me. You already did that. Thank you. Now that you welcomed me, please welcome Deborah Capra, the Director of Human Resources, EHS, and Business with Cothrin Pharma.
Thank you. Next time I get to go first, because all these people said all these wonderful things that I could just get up here and repeat. But being part of Cothrin Pharma, Colorado, we are really very honored to be part of this celebration. We've been here for years. We want to continue with this. It really is amazing to see all of you here. Like they said, the selection committee, it was very difficult to the point of where we wanted to come up with another category so that we could honor another additional person, because it was so difficult to get it down to what we had. And I know they think they're considering it for next year, right, John? Yes, yeah. Put you on the spot. But really proud to be here, really happy to see. Again, big party. It's so nice to see faces. Cothrin Pharma has been very proud and stuff too to actually be part of the COVID. We actually made part of the vaccination that's helped us get back to life, so we're very proud of that. A lot of dedication, a lot of hard work from our employees and stuff too. We worked 24/7. We did not shut down during this, and so it was very essential and stuff too that we were part of that, and to be part of essential community and stuff too to help really get life back to where we can hopefully see as normal. Just wanted to say thank you again. Thank you for this honor. Honor all these wonderful people. Honor all of you. On the table, we did give you these little candles, and it really, to me, sends a strong message. The women that we're honoring here tonight were the change. They have made an impact, but now it's up to us to all be the change. So go out there and be that change.
A little moment. I am going to get to help welcome Debbie Richards up to the stage.
You know, this Alpine Bank, they are like the biggest cheerleaders. I can't read anything. I just left my glasses at the table. I'll be right back.
We love Debbie.
This is what happens when you get old. Tomorrow's my first day on Medicare. You're laughing. Wow. So sorry. So tonight's honorees are joining 25 years of amazing women. I can't believe we've done this 25 years. I'm excited to get this program really started this time so that you can meet this year's honorees. We start tonight with our Emerging Youth Award, honoring a young woman in our community between grades 8 and 12. I would like to welcome Brianna Luna with Alpine Bank. You just need to get to know Alpine Bank so that every time you're at an event and they know you, they cheer. This is awesome. Brianna, come on up. She's going to introduce us to our emerging youth.
Thank you, Debbie, and good evening, everyone. So today, our Emerging Youth Award winner of the evening is Janelle Tarma Camposano, currently a junior at Skyline High School. Janelle is an amazingly bright young woman who strives for excellence and is always up to challenging herself. She is a daughter, a sister, and an aunt to 10 kids, and a fearless volunteer at only 16 years old. In her P-Tech program at Skyline High School, where within 4 to 6 years you can accomplish an associate's degree in computer science, she continues to go above and beyond other students by enrolling in more challenging classes, applying to be part of the student council that helped lead trainings and other activities for the rest of her classmates, through her participation with the I Have a Dream Foundation and securing an internship with IBM. Woo, yes! In the midst of all of her activities with school, she supports her family by watching her nieces and nephews and helping them get through online school, which we all know is very difficult. Her family was hit hard with COVID, but Janelle rearranged her priorities to help her family, and with her support, they were able to pull through. And tonight, we have the privilege to recognize her hard work and dedication at just 16 years old. Janelle es una joven increíblemente brillante que se esfuerza para alcanzar excelencia y siempre está dispuesta a desafiarse a sí misma. Ella es una hija, una hermana y una tía de 10 niños y una voluntaria valiente con solo 16 años de edad. En su programa de P-Tech en la escuela secundaria de Skyline, donde dentro de 4 a 6 años ella puede obtener un título de asociado en ciencias de la computación. Ella continúa yendo más allá que los otros estudiantes al inscribirse en clases más desafiantes, solicitarse de ser parte de su consejo estudiantil y estar involucrada con la fundación I Have a Dream. Y ahora es una aprendiza de IBM. En medio de todas sus actividades, ella apoya a su familia cuidando a sus sobrinos y sobrinas, ayudándoles con las clases en línea. Su familia se vio muy afectada por COVID, pero Janelle reorganizó sus prioridades para ayudar a la familia con su apoyo, pudieron salir adelante. Por eso y mucho más, tenemos el privilegio de reconocer sus esfuerzos y dedicación. Janelle, eres un orgullo hispano. Now, yes, woo! Now, let's watch more of Janelle's story.
My name is Janelle Tarma, and I go to Skyline High School back in Longmont. I'm a junior this year. I like to volunteer because I feel like it helps others. Growing up, we never really had the best financial situation, and the community really did help me with donations, with also the school just giving me like free food and stuff like that. And I felt like I had to give back in a way. I felt like I could do that same thing for another kid who might be going through a similar situation.
I nominated Janelle because she's an amazing young woman. At the end of the school year, I was working with her in the classroom, and she's part of the P-Tech program, which is separate than Dreamers, but an amazing program that she'll earn her associate's degree at the same time as high school. And they'd asked her to be part of a committee that was helping the other P-Tech students match with their mentors. And as a sophomore, being able to take on that understanding and lead meetings of 60 people online and helping adults feel comfortable while students feel comfortable, I was just blown away. It's not something I could even come close to doing, and seeing that come from a 16-year-old was just amazing.
The most rewarding part of volunteering is making someone else stay, or helping the community and believing that I could have helped the community or helped someone else as well. I do see that the efforts I put for volunteering do make a difference. I've been in one of these volunteering places where we were the ones giving the food to them, and just seeing their face firing up and how happy they were to get a candy or some snack. It made me happy to be able to do that for someone else. The impact I want for the community, that I want to give to the community, is to just help them out. I feel like having a bond with your community can help you so much. And also just, I was helped so much through the community as well, from getting donations. Coming here wasn't the easiest. We were in poverty, and going to this, getting toys from donations and getting clothes from donations. In a way, I kind of want to give back to that because they helped me a lot. And I feel like I'm so thankful for the opportunities I have, thanks to the community itself. So I kind of want to give that back.
I've worked with a few students, Janelle's one of those, that no matter where you put her, she would come up with something that would make her do really well, whatever it is. And I think she could do that, will do that in the US as she grows older.
My name is Janelle Tarma, and I go to Skyline High School back in Longmont.
Por favor, un aplauso. Please help me welcome to the stage an inspiring young lady and our emerging youth honoree, Janelle Tarma Camposano. Is honored to present Janelle with a check for $1,500 to help her achieve whatever her future dreams may be. Guys, wait for the pictures for the fam.
I'm very short, I'm sorry. Wow, this is huge. I've never been in a ceremony like this or an event like this, so I'm nervous. Wow, there's so many people here. No, I'm so happy to be here, to be able to be here with my family. Luckily, everyone was able to be here besides my brother, but it's fine. I'll forgive him this time. I'm so grateful, specifically for Seth Hayes. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here, I feel like. He's the one that showed me what volunteering is and how I myself could help out the community. He's always offered, oh, let's do this, let's go to this event, and maybe create some toys for kids who might not be able to have toys this Christmas. Or let's give out back by giving out food to other kids or to other people in our community. So I'm so grateful for you, Seth, because you've helped me so much, and I wouldn't be here without you. Dreamers has helped me grow as a person, and you've helped me so much. I am so grateful, so thank you so much, Seth. You mean a lot to me. Go, Seth. I'm also very grateful to my parents for taking the opportunity to come all the way from Peru here, America, to give me the opportunity I have now. Thank you, Mom. Mommy. Gracias por todo, por tu sacrificio, por venir aquí, por darme esto, por darme este evento, por ayudarme tanto, y a mi hermana, y mi hermano, y mi papá, por darme esta oportunidad, por ayudarme en mi educación, y por ser la persona que soy hoy. I'm so grateful to you guys for giving me the opportunity, for the sacrifice you've always made and supported me along the way, for everything you've done. I wouldn't have been prouder to have such a family like you guys. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
Raise this up a little bit. Good evening, everyone. My name is Brian Mccoy, and I'm the president of Cothrin Pharma, Colorado. And first, I'd like to thank the Boulder Chamber for putting on such a neat event. It's really wonderful to celebrate all the women in this community, and this is a great venue to do it. I also wanted to thank the very talented and skilled women at Cothrin Pharma, Colorado, who do what they do to enable us to really help people lead very healthy lives. So thank you for everything that you do. It's really amazing. We couldn't do it without you. And it's my pleasure to present Annette James. So Annette James is a pretty amazing person. She's a mom, speaker, advocate for social and economic equality. She's a long history of working to address the needs of African Americans in Boulder County. Annette was president of the United Black Women long before Boulder's current NAACP branch was founded. I mean, Annette has done some amazing things. She has an innate and deep understanding of the needs of Black community members, for dignity, for a voice, for recognition and acceptance, and for opportunities and support. During her tenure as president of the NAACP, Boulder County membership has tripled to almost 800 members. Under her vision, but also in impact. She demonstrates leadership by her steadfast perseverance, her ability to speak truth to power, and most importantly, in her ability to speak to and inspire others to join together in these endeavors. Annette helped to found the Joan Washington Scholarship Fund, which provided a monetary stipend to Black high school graduates from Boulder and St. Vrain Valley school districts, and the Charles and Mildred Nealon Scholarship, which is awarded to students majoring in education at the University of Colorado and who plan to teach in diverse schools. Currently, Annette Spark is fixated on expanding the reach and vision of the NAACP Boulder County branch. Let's watch Annette's video.
My name is Annette James, and I have my own business. I am a creator, and I am also the president of the local branch of the NAACP. Since I started volunteering and working, in just social justice, civil rights issues, I think the people are starting to at least be open to hearing things that they weren't willing to even consider, say when I started, in my 20s. So in that sense, things have really moved ahead fast.
I think what I like most about Annette is her tenacity. She can be told no, and she'll turn right around and go, why? And keep at it, and keep at it. And that's an enviable skill. She feels so strongly about what she believes in that she just doesn't stop.
So I actually find that the most rewarding, truthfully, is when you start to introduce concepts and ideas, innovative ideas, right? Where people can say, oh, I never thought about that, but maybe that could work. So how would we make that work? When you start to get the questions and people start percolating, I think that's when you get the best work, and that's when you get sustainable change. I think the biggest struggle in Boulder, of course you got the economic disparity and, cost of housing and, those tangible things. But I think there's some intangibles, and I think that intangible is believing our own hype, believing that we're progressive and we're inclusive, and I think that is a big obstacle for Boulder. Ideally, our community feels that it is, ahead of the curve. But the reality of it is when you dig into the data, you find that Boulder is not much different than any other city in the country. If you look at housing data, if you look at policing data, if you look at the data of the incarceration, we are no different than any place in the country, which is surprising to many people. The biggest goal is to close the gap between what is perceived as our community and the reality of our community, or taking our perception of our community and making that the reality would be ideal.
So please help me welcome to the stage a woman who really lights the community, Annette James.
Good evening. It is better to light one small candle than to curse to darkness. Eleanor Roosevelt. I owe my candle and the fuel that lit it to my family and the community of my childhood. To all those who were hopeful and committed to inclusion and fairness. So when I arrived in Boulder and my candle was dimming, another sage community added some wax, a wick, and some fuel. Although some are not here physically, their light continues.
My name is...
And I'd just like to give a moment to the Nowlons, the Tates, and of course the Wyndhams, who took me in as family. I am now, however, illuminated by the fierce light warriors of the NAACP. To our members, our officers, and committee chairs, thank you to all of them. To Bruce, for hearing me out, for challenging me, and then realizing I was right all along. To Jude, who's become my partner in crime, my strategist, my sounding board, thank you. To Glenda for being my double, to Michelle and Madeline for having my back, to Cherry Rose, who's here, for keeping me on track and not letting me advocate for individuals and not policy. Thank you. To Darren O'Connor, who is our fierce legal mind, for his righteousness. It's always saying this is right and with integrity. I appreciate that. To George and Carol for wisdom to help me kind of deconstruct the many complicated ideas and approaches to best get our point across in our community. To Lou for always having the best interests of the NAACP of Boulder at heart. I'd like to thank all of our ally organizations and corporate sponsors. It is your help that continues and expands the light rays. Thank you to the Chocolate Circle, which is my place that I can go and safely extinguish my flame. I'd like to thank my partner for decades, Richard, and my daughter, Nyasha, who the one good thing about COVID is that she's been in Boulder. I'd like to thank the Boulder Chamber of Commerce and John Terre, of course, for having the vision in valuing and honoring the work of women in our community, whose mission is to illuminate. When everyone in the community has a small lit candle, equity, peace, and vibrance illuminate and resonates and radiates. Thank you.
Hi there, I'm Ashley Cothrin. I'm the Director of Marketing at Burke Hill Greenleaf Rashidi, and I have to say there's about 4 times the amount of people in this room than there were last year, so I'm nervous too. Such an honor to be here and to recognize all of our past, present, and future women in this community, and I have the good privilege to welcome our next honoree to the stage, Carina Casa. Carina is one of the young leaders in our community that knits us together as a stronger and tighter community. She was a young, undocumented leader at Boulder High School, sharing experience of the challenges facing undocumented youth and their families to educate others about an injustice within the community. Despite being introverted and a young mother, became a performing, I might mess this up and I practiced really hard, autobiographical monologist. Did I get it? Close enough. I'm not even gonna try again. Modis's Theater's Salsa Loteria project that shared people across Boulder County the obstacles Latina immigrants face, the love of family that inspires them, and that celebrates their courage to leave their home and venture to a new country. Her monologue specifically was quoted by Boulder City Council deliberations when discussing why it was important for Boulder to become a sanctuary city in 2017. It was Carina, while taking care of her 2 young children, that volunteered to organize Boulder protests when the Trump administration started separating children from their families at the border. She worked as a health promoter for El Centro Amistad, using her knowledge and connections with the immigrants in Boulder's mobile home parks to advocate for healthy food, and currently helps them distribute resources. And then drew on this experience to become the COVID point person for our community in the city. Wow, let's take just a moment to learn more about this honoree.
My name is Carina Casa, and my job title is Coordinadora de Promotoras de Salud del Centro Amistad. I work in the community helping people figure out their way around the system, you know, not just with immigration, but also with the city and, for example, how to get the title for a mobile home, how to go enroll kids at schools, districts. I help people connect to resources in the community. But not only that, I also help them navigate the system within their community.
Going beyond is kind of what Ana Casas does. I mean, she organized an entire protest around the treatment of immigrant children, while she's negotiating being a mom and taking care of her grandmother and supporting her family. And she's always going beyond, because she has a lot on her plate all the time, when you're a mom and now with 2 kids and, family. And she's a very responsible aunt and very engaged in her community and leadership. So she's always kind of going beyond, because she feels that she has to do whatever she can.
I am trying to give my community and those tools that my family didn't have, that knowledge that my family didn't have when they arrived here, when trying to navigate the school system, when my brother got arrested, when he got sent to deportation, and ultimately got deported. Like all those tools, like where to look for information, where to even look for inmates or detainees at the detention centers. All the paperwork you need to have to be prepared for something like this. All of that kind of stuff, I wish somebody had told me about it when we were going through it. So going back to the community and doing this work, I wish to give them these tools and this knowledge.
Carina Casa is a heart-centered leader, and she suffers and is angry and wants things to change because she loves well, and she wants people to have an opportunity to be in their best and be in their brilliance, and that's awesome to be around that type of leadership.
The most rewarding part of this work is that I get to help in the community. I get to be part of my community. I get to feel proud of my community and who we are. Of course I came up here before I was supposed to, right? Okay, before I say my thanks, I want to read a statement. We acknowledge that we live, work, and study in the territory of the Arapaho, Cheyenne, Ute, Navajo, Comanche, Lakota, and other indigenous nations that have called these lands their home, and recognize that they were violently dispossessed and that it's necessary to make amends, to acknowledge their wisdom and the care of the Mother Earth, and be alert not to contribute to the forms of oppression or that coloniality of power, of being, and of knowledge. We also want to acknowledge that we live in a country in which its public policies, institutional practices, cultural representations, and other norms have caused harm to some communities and has unfairly created an imbalance of power and privilege that contributes to white supremacy and perpetuates racial inequalities. Acknowledgement was put together by the community connectors with the City of Boulder, specifically Markeisha Kihagen and Adriana Palacios. Thank you. Now, thank you. I feel extremely honored to have been chosen for this award. But this award does not belong to me. I am only part of a movement. I'm a little piece of sand in a sea that is this movement. This award belongs to the people who form part of CIRC, Boys, NCDU, Motus Theater, El Centro Amistad and Promotoras de Salud, and the community connectors with the City of Boulder. To everyone who has worked tirelessly for social justice, for immigrant rights, for equity, because immigrant rights are human rights, and no human being is illegal in stolen land. And we're definitely here to stay. Y la lucha sigue. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lori Call, and I don't want to follow that. I'm the Assistant Vice Chancellor of Local Government and Community Engagement at the University of Colorado Boulder, and I also had the opportunity and privilege of working at the Boulder Chamber. So it's lots of fun to see good friends tonight and to be part of this inspiring event with all of you. I will, in a moment, introduce the next woman who lights the community, but before we do, we have a surprise. So, without further ado, look under your chair and let's find out who is the winner of gift cards. Yeah? We have one. Do we have another? Maybe over here? Oh, here's another. Wonderful, wonderful. Special congratulations to our gift card winners. Okay, as we continue the festivities, I have the opportunity of recognizing the next woman who lights the community, and that's Jan Burton. Jan was a high-tech leader with Motorola, Avaya, and Apple, leading teams in the U.S. and Europe. She was a city council member who advocated for good government, and she was instrumental in the passage of a ballot measure to directly elect Boulder's mayor. She continues to write thought-provoking and moving pieces in the Boulder Daily Camera and is an important advocate for housing solutions for our community. She's also a champion of the arts, and as the board chair for Create Boulder, she works with donors, the city, and foundations to bring important resources to the arts. Many of you know that the arts have been really decimated during the pandemic, and Jan has brought important resources, including $375,000 to art organizations since the beginning of the pandemic. As a former member of the Board of Directors of E-Town, she worked to purchase and build the E-Town Hall, and at CU, she served as our College of Music's advisory board member. She's a remarkable leader. Let's hear more about Jan in the video.
My name is Jan Burton, and I'm formerly founder of Rhino Cubed, and a former business executive, and now a community activist. The kind of volunteer work I do is both community-based, having to do with politics, as well as arts and culture. In addition, I mentor students and have been ever since the death of my husband in 2008.
You know, Jan is always there for people in the community. I'll give you some examples. If you're a student, either Kansas State, which is her alma mater, or university, Jan is there with support and mentorship and financial assistance. When people were looking for housing opportunities here in Boulder, Jan created a new company called Rhino Cubed, which built tiny homes for people and was an advocate for affordable housing. And recently in the pandemic, Jan has been there for the artists in our community, the artists that have really been subject to some of the greatest pain. And Jan, with her colleagues at Create Boulder, have helped fund those artists and get them through this pandemic so that they can see that light at the end of the tunnel.
Last year when the pandemic happened, I saw many of the arts institutions and music venues closing down, and I was very worried about their viability. And so I initiated a discussion with an organization called Create Boulder to see if we couldn't bring some very special help to these organizations during the mass shutdown. So that ended up being a very fulfilling project. We teamed with the city of Boulder as well as other organizations, and we have so far been able to bring over $400,000 to local artists and art institutions.
I think one of the most inspiring things about Jan is her determination. She studies a thing, she determines what needs to be done, and then she brings people along. She does it with a smile on her face and a little gentle persuasion, but she never ever gives up. She pushes through and gets accomplished what she chooses to accomplish.
I definitely see my efforts making a difference in multiple ways. For example, I started a foundation to give scholarships to pilots after the death of my husband, and I think we gave away something like 200 scholarships. That impacted kids' lives and enabled them to accomplish something that they would not have been able to do before. I volunteer in this community because I feel very much like I need to give back. And Boulder gives me so much, and the world has given me so much in my life. And so now it's my time to give back to the community. Receiving this award is a big honor in my life. I have seen some of the previous recipients that are people that I look up to, women that I look up to very much. So it's a huge honor to me, and I very much am grateful for the recognition that I'm getting with this award.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for being here. When my husband died suddenly in 2008, I was obviously devastated. Because he was a pilot, I began helping students struggling under mounting student debt to accomplish their dreams of becoming a professional pilot. By helping them financially and mentoring them, they in turn helped me recover from my own loss. Some of them convinced me then to fly again, to become recertified as a pilot, and they mentored me, which was a great lesson, that mentoring happens both ways. Attending a chance Joanne Baez E-Town concert at Chautauqua Auditorium led me to volunteer work in various local music nonprofits, and then I began housing artists and musicians and sponsoring house concerts to help aspiring musicians. Again, mentoring these young people always returned more to me. I'm especially proud of what my counterparts at Create Boulder did in the last year to help infuse capital and awards to artists and to arts organizations that are so valuable to the social infrastructure of our community during one of the worst crises of arts that we've ever seen. Getting elected to a term on Boulder City Council in 2015 taught me the value of local government and being involved in local government. I have tried to share that passion with others, and especially younger folks, some are sitting in the room, who will successfully run for local office and make a real difference in our community. Community involvement must be in my genes because I remember my mother volunteering and serving on boards in her town as long as I can remember. At the age of 90 today, she is still serving on an organization called PEO, an organization of women helping women reach for the stars. Yeah, Mom. The skills and values that I used in my business career have been equally useful in community involvement. Getting in the arena, often to fight for change. Converting strategy into execution. Building alliances. Lifting people and organizations up to achieve greater things. And not giving up, even after the inevitable setbacks. I am grateful to many of you who are here tonight who have mentored me along this path. Thanks to the Chamber for this honor, and congratulations to all of the women tonight. Thank you.
Before we go on, I want to just give a special shout out to Amy from the Chamber, who, I don't know if you're noticing, but after every speaker comes up and completely sanitizes the podium and the mic. So thank you so much for keeping us safe.
I'm Susan Feinsilver, hi again, from Premier Members Credit Union, and I now have the honor to introduce our next honoree of the evening. Her name is Berenice Garcia Tejas. Get it? Berenice is a Mexican native and travel enthusiast who received her master's degree in environmental engineering in Saudi Arabia. Other countries she has lived in include Turkey, Italy, and Norway, where she worked researching climate change. Currently, she manages the Sustainable Business Program at the City of Longmont and works with business community on implementing sustainable and equitable practices leading to a more thriving economy. She also sits at the Latino Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, and through her work with the Latino Chamber, Berenice has supported hundreds of Latino businesses through the COVID-19 crisis. There's more. Coordinated community equity clinics and provided technical assistance to Latino-owned organizations. Bear is also an entrepreneur and a business owner of a small business with the goal to provide farm-to-table service and promote environmental education through self-sufficient and eco-friendly practices. But like I said, guess what? There's even more. Let's watch a short video now.
My name is Berenice Garciate. I work for the City of Longmont as the Economic Sustainability Specialist. I also have a role at the Latino Chamber of Commerce of Boulder County. I am the Vice Chair. If I could pick a superpower, being in a position to change some legal systems and systemic barriers, and to have the power to be more fair to everyone in the community and in the world.
I nominated Berenice for this Women Who Light the Community nomination because she's just a woman who lights the community. She's passionate about what she does. She's extremely hardworking, and she is such a big proponent for the Latino community, women in the Latino community, the underrepresented business community, and she works really hard at it.
The best I like about volunteering is I don't know, it's something that you feel in your heart so full when a Latino business gets a grant. They are able to accomplish a task that it was very difficult for them before I intervened. It feels so good. Or for seniors to get to their medical appointments on time. I don't know, it's just giving back to them and make them happy and see the smile in their faces. And you know, I'm showing that they are an asset to this community and they have a value, makes me feel so good. I go to sleep very happy.
My favorite thing about Berenice is the attitude of, I'm gonna do it all and I can do it all. And it just shows every day in everything she does.
The most rewarding thing in my volunteer work is making a difference for the people I'm supporting. Receiving this award for me means opening the door for more people that look like me to get these awards and do good work. So it's really inspirational, and it's an invitation for more people that look like me to continue the good work, and let's follow the lucha because we still need to do a lot in this country.
Garcia Tejas.
Thank you.
When you step off, be careful because the ooze.
Okay.
Here's that for you.
Thank you. Okay, buenas noches, amigos, amigas, good evening, friends. Thank you very much. You know, I'm out of words and I'm also nervous, so please bear with me. So this hour, but before I say my thank you, what an amazing women. Please, a clap for all the amazing women that have been awarded tonight. I don't have too many words, and even I dress up, I put makeup. I am an engineer, you know, we don't really make up a lot, but I'm so happy to be here with you, and thank you, the Boulder Chamber, for recognizing a work that is not only me. I represent a lot of people that, you know, I work with them every day. So Latino businesses, community partners, Latino Chamber members, Ricardo, Ron, Rachel, thank you very much for all your support. It was a challenging year. Latino businesses were forgotten in this community. They were struggling to know what is there, what are the resources, COVID is happening, how, you know, I'm gonna shut my doors, what shall I do? So we stepped up, we brought the communications to them in their language, and it was also related to their culture. We hosted community clinics, and I couldn't do that all myself without the support of the Latino Chamber members, the volunteer Latino businesses, community partners, and of course, my family, mi familia in Mexico, and my brother in Germany. They are watching. Thank you very much. And of course, my husband. Thank you, Mohammed. You know, wow, this guy has helped me a lot, and also my two kids. Thank you very much for all your support. Doing a lot for the community, it's an inspiration, and I'm planning to do more. And please, Janelle, Anna, let's meet because we need to do many things together. La lucha sigue, por favor. And now I'm going to say something in Spanish for some of the Latino businesses and family that are watching online. Familia de México, muchísimas gracias por todos los valores, por toda la ayuda. Mi papá, mi mamá y a los negocios latinos, muchísimas gracias por confiar en mi trabajo y por darme esa confianza para ayudarles y para apoyarles durante esta pandemia. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you for being here. It's lovely to see you in person, in here, out there, around the world, literally. Thank you for being here to honor these amazing women. So I'm Susan Graf. I'm a recent Boulder Community Health Board member and a not so recent Boulder Chamber executive. And it is my privilege to introduce you to the next honoree, Jacqueline Atlasie Prius. Jackie is the Vice President of Operations at Boulder Community Health and has been the Chief Nursing Officer for BCH since she arrived in Boulder in 2011. She was really the driving force behind BCH increasing capacity, developing a plan to increase the hospital capacity to meet our need during the pandemic, a worst case scenario for us as a community. So day in and day out, Jackie would meet with the the Incident Command Center team and develop a plan to increase the capacity of the intensive care unit, to help deliver a new support system so our frontline healthcare workers could see 2 to 3 times as many people as they normally do. And it was really, she was really the driving force behind that. And as a result, the hospital was able to increase capacity from 110 to 185 beds, which is essential during the community. Thank you. It was really her problem-solving ability and her ability to develop creative solutions in the face of operating challenges that the pandemic threw at her that allowed the hospital to do this and to provide the quality of care to our community and really to keep the staff and the patients safe during the pandemic. So, let's see. And somehow on top of that, she also volunteers in the community. Please, let's hear her story.
My name is Jacqueline, or Jackie Atlasie Priest, and I'm the Chief Nursing Officer and Chief Operating Officer at Boulder Community Health. I volunteer at the Golden West Senior Living Community, which is a wonderful place here in Boulder that gives a home to those seniors that can't afford to live elsewhere. And I am on their board and have been for the last 7 years, and really enjoy being a part of a mission-driven organization there as well, just like I am at the hospital.
Well, I nominated Jackie because there are very few people I can think of that every year light the community. And when we think about community at Boulder Community Health, we think of our employees, the patients we care for, but also the entire community and the health of the community. And there was no one in particular over the past year that I can think of that made such an impact on the health and wellness of our community during this devastating pandemic.
What I like best about volunteering is that I am able to share my talents in a way in which I can serve others. And I am lucky to be a nurse and a hospital administrator where I get to do that as part of my job as well. But it means a lot to be able to do that in the time that I'm not being paid, but as I'm volunteering as well.
If I had to describe Jackie, I think some of the first words that come to mind are compassion, intellect, passionate commitment and drive. It's hard to find somebody that is so absolutely committed to her profession and the community she serves.
One of the things that volunteering has changed in me has been I have been able to learn. I have been able to take the things, for example, that I have learned from the residents of Golden West and from my fellow board members at Golden West and be able to see things differently, see new perspectives, see things in ways that if I wasn't volunteering, I would never get the opportunity to learn or to see that perspective. I am so honored and privileged and humbled by this award. I don't know everybody who has received this award over this past 26 years, but I know a few, and I certainly know names of many others, and they are icons of this community. I think of Janet Martin and Dee Perry, who I do know, and to be in that company is quite overwhelming, actually, and I am honored.
Well, wow, this is really hard to go last after all of these amazing women. I am, as I said, very honored and humbled by this award, especially as I look at my fellow honorees tonight and the past recipients. Healthcare is a team sport, and so I am accepting this award on behalf of the BCH team, who continues to step up today to care for this community during these very challenging times. I have a lot of gratitude to share with you all. I first want to thank the Boulder Chamber and the Businesswomen's Leadership Group for their foresight and courage in creating an award that is very specific to women leaders and continuing that tradition for 26 years. I am also grateful for this community. One, because you all stepped up during this pandemic to not only protect yourselves, but to protect each other and to avoid an overrun hospital. This community also is compassionate about those who are less fortunate. I'm always inspired by the outstanding board members of BCH, like Susan, and Golden West, who give of their time and of their talents so the entire community can thrive. Of course, I have gratitude for the mentors and role models I have had the honor of learning from. I do stand on the shoulder of giants, and many of them are women and nurse leaders, including and in particular, Sharon Tennis and Doreen Frusti. But the first and most special woman leader and role model in my life is my mother, who turns 99 next month. And she is watching from Minnesota right now. She was a woman entrepreneur before it was even recognized that there was such a thing, and showed me how women could be strong, they could be smart, caring, kind, and independent, and yet keep peace in a very large family. I have wonderful siblings and extended family and friends that I'm so grateful for. My Colorado family is here with me tonight, including my sister Renee and her family. And I just want to tell Brooklyn and Winter, I know you will be smart, compassionate women leaders in whatever you choose to do. I also have much love and gratitude for my two sons, Josh and Sam, who have grown into kind, intelligent men and put up with me being just mom, even though they are all grown up now. And I'm grateful that Josh has found a smart, strong woman in Allie. I would not be here tonight without the love and support of my husband, Michael. He sacrificed his career to raise our sons and went against the social norms of the times by being a stay-at-home dad. I am very spoiled, and I believe everyone should have a partner as perfect as Michael is for me. I love you. And finally, I will leave you with a quote from JFK. Anyone can make a difference, and everybody should try. Thank you.
All right, I didn't think I would get speechless when this moment came, but of course I am. I just want to say wow and thank you to all of our women honorees tonight. They have been amazing. Can we give them all a big round of applause? I think I speak for all of us when I say your stories are an inspiration to all of us in this room, and they're an amazing reminder of what happens when we show up fully and authentically to every situation. It creates beautiful outcomes and a future we can all be excited about. So thank you once again. And now, everyone in here, I know multiple people have said it, but yes, there was like 6 tables last year, and this felt much more comfortable. And last year, everyone was on camera watching us virtually, and if you turn around, there's a little red light right there. And I'd like everyone to wave at our viewers at home. And we want to thank everyone at home for staying here with us through this whole ceremony. And now is that moment that everyone has been waiting for at home, not this group. You guys all had the gift cards under the chairs. But someone at home is going to be announced as the winner of the amazing piece of artwork we've been watching happen live over in the corner. Yes. And Laura's work in the corner is all about beauty, mystery, and connection. And if you want to learn more about Laura, she is featured in your program on page 14. You're welcome to learn some more. And the winner is, I thought I'd get like a little envelope, but in contactless world, I got texted it. So big congratulations to Sharon Tennis, who won the artwork. And to help us close this amazing night, I want to invite back up Deborah Capra with Cordon Pharma and Susan Feinsilver with Premier Members Credit Union, as well as my co-chairs. Somewhere out here is Debbie and Cynthia. And also joining us is John Taylor, President and CEO of the Boulder Chamber of Commerce, as well as Karen Cruz, the Chamber Vice President and COO. And John, you're up next. I don't have any jokes, so you gotta move quick.
Okay, I'm already screwing up because I had to steal this champagne glass from somebody at the other table. So very good. So Kristin's like, great. So I will say this. So I have the honor of being the only gentleman who gets to stand before this audience in honor of this wonderful event. And so I will be brief, and as I often say to staff, pithy, but I will be sincere. And so I have. Brian does it. Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. I've now officially screwed up twice. All right, there you go. Yeah, well, we'll be having a different premier sponsor at the next event. So I want to raise my glass, and I ask all of you to, please. I have 3 things to say. First of all, I know all of you recognize in your own lives women leaders who drive you, who inspire you, and I raise my glass to them. I also want to recognize and appreciate all of the honorees tonight. They have, if there's a theme that goes through this, it's in my listening to their stories, it's initiative, it's passion, and every one of them talks about the completion of their journey. They are not done yet. They will continue to strive to lead and to achieve in our community, and I toast to that. And then finally, I want to just raise a glass to all of the women in this room. I look to all of you as leaders in our community. You are business leaders. You are leaders in our nonprofit community. You are people that drive me and inspire our organization. That's why we have this event. So I toast to all of you. Thank you for lighting our community. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Salud.
Balance this thing back out.
So it's a little hard to follow that, but I just want to say some final thank yous. And before I do that, all the honorees, we'd like you to gather somewhere before at the end so that we can take a picture over there. So please stop by so we can take a nice group picture. So I just want to thank you for sharing, gosh, I can't read a thing of this, it's too late, but for sharing this evening with us. And I want to give another shout out to our wonderful BWLG co-chairs, Debbie, Kristin, and Cynthia. Thank you for doing everything, for being our MCs. They are really inspirational leaders in our community in their own right. I would also like to thank the Women Who Light the Community and our Boulder Chamber staff for making this event possible. There's so much that goes into it, and I want to really do a special shout out for Maya Cordero. She's kind to be behind the scenes. I think we're going to start calling her the Women Who Light the Chamber, so she's amazing. I also want to thank our special thank you to Trickshot Creative, our videographer, who did an exceptional job capturing the phenomenal women, and I can't really read this at this point. And also to Margot Krimmel, the harpist, the beautiful music that we heard earlier, amazing. So thank you. So, and also I just want to do one more final shout out to our viewers at home. Thank you for being with us tonight. And finally, I want to again thank our top level sponsors tonight. Without them, this wonderful event really wouldn't be possible. So our tonight's co-presenting sponsors, Corden Pharma and Premier Members Credit Union. Our honoree sponsors, Alpine Bank, Berg Hill Greenleaf Rashidi, Savory Cuisines, and the University of Colorado Boulder. And a thank you to the other sponsors of Women Who Light the Community, all of whom are in the program. Really just have a wonderful evening. Thank you all for joining us, and go light your community. Thank you.
Sam. Thanks for coming. We will see you at Christmas or coming for Thanksgiving?
I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest with you. I'm kind of up in the air with everything until I can get down there and talk to people.
Well, you just keep, hopefully you'll see you at Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Yeah, I hope
I don't know that we'll see you before that.
No, I don't.
Because they leave on the 12th, so he's going to be gone.
Oh, I know. I told him I'd already missed him. I need to give me another phone.
At least a day, maybe come back and just sneak a little vacation or something. Yeah, I hope. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, exactly. I have no idea until I get down there and start figuring everything out. So
We'll be gone at the end of April probably. So.